Do you think that there's anything you do differently?
I would not spend
That's
9 minutes on Meta.
As much as I know the mistakes that startup founders make,
Mm.
I can very much still make the exact same mistakes in different ways. We were like, whoa, shut it down, stop the ads.
Practically, the fact that we fell into this software as a service trap that all companies fall into. We built the product, we launched it, we launched ads, and then it was quiet.
It pains me to say this because I know better than thinking in that way.
Yeah.
But we also fell into the same trap as worrying people not to try this, which is a common mistake that people do when they're launching
Yeah.
product.
Marketing to people with the understanding in your head, like, oh, they know what the product is. They already know what a wedding website is. When they see the ad, they're gonna be like, oh, great, this is another option. Let me look at the option. But I think it is a few steps before that where we should have started.
Yeah, and then the other assumption is, okay, then the customers will start rolling in because their reach is much more than ours.
Hi guys, welcome back to another episode of The Entrepreneur's Narrative. I'm Atu.
And I'm Michelle.
Just want to preface, she's my business partner and wife. We're in business together. Don't know how we do it, but
Why
let's
are you
go.
acting like these,
There's,
anyway, like these problems every day?
there's this much potential for problems every day.
More.
We keep it at a minimum.
Yeah. Okay, so Happy New Year. Welcome. This is us returning for the first episode of
Yeah.
2026. And this one is I think it's gonna be interesting. I think so.
Yeah. It's more struggles, more insights, more learning, more figuring things out on our end. Yeah.
And also just letting you guys know the mistakes that we've made when releasing a new product/service.
Yes.
Yep. All right. So also in this episode, we do have a guest. The guest just doesn't want to be seen on camera. Oh yeah, you heard him laugh. There you go. So our marketing analyst is here, Steve. Mr. Marketing.
Mr. Marketing.
Yeah, you'll be joining us because a lot of this episode will be around the mistakes that we've made with marketing and just our go-to-market strategy being just a mess. I think before we start, those of you that watch us like a lot would know that a couple of months, almost a year ago, we launched a new service, called Jackfruit Weddings, which is our wedding website platform that we had built. And at that time, we had made a lot of assumptions, and like when we set up the service, or the platform rather, I think we made a lot of assumptions, and I think I want to start by talking about what we thought this would be, and then what it ended up being now, and then what we thought would go smoothly as well. I think it's good to start from there. Like this was our mind frame at that time, and then
That's fair. Yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
So
So I think when we actually introduced this platform in one of the episodes, we spoke about how it snowballed from it's supposed to be this like really simple thing where we would have to do a lot of manual intervention to something that is like it functions on its own essentially. We build a platform. It's a software as a service product. That's where it snowballed to. And it was supposed to be well-built templates, completely different from what's out there in the market, more personal, just better looking visual, everything
at
of
that time
that
we were
sort.
focused on the visual aspect of it.
Yes. Yeah.
Because as that Fun fact, that's also how our business started. It was also very much the visual aspect, and then we learned that the technical side is
Yeah,
a lot
you
more.
overshoot and then you
And
sort
then,
of
yeah,
tweak it and refine it back.
yeah.
Yeah, so that's how it started. I don't know where you want to go with this explicitly.
We need to talk about the assumptions we made in terms of the market, how it will receive it, what we were building. So the first assumption we made is I would say I think generally this is what the world is moving to digital invitations. This is a no-brainer. In future, nobody's going to be sending out invitations at or paper.
Yeah.
Okay, that's the first assumption. The second assumption I think we made is, and as much as I know you shouldn't think like this as a business owner, but it's if the product is good, naturally people will purchase it. Or at least I'm telling you the assumptions I made. Three, the go-to-market strategy would be simple because it is a digital product. It will be easy for us to infiltrate the market. I wasn't expecting big numbers, obviously, because I know how business is, but I didn't expect it to be as difficult as it has been. Third assumption is that this industry can just be entered into without much effort, with building a rapport with the industry. Yeah. In terms of the product, did you make any assumptions? It like maybe this is a no-brainer. Why wouldn't somebody want?
Yeah, I mean, we tried to get it to a point where ease of use was like sort of top of the list, like make it as easy as possible for people to actually build their invitation, essentially. There's a lot of platforms out there for people to like build websites, for instance, like page builders and stuff. We wanted to simplify it even further, which I feel like we did. So a product assumption on my end was people would see it, they'd understand the value proposition, they would try it, unlike it, because it's different. And
You assume so it's
yeah,
better than
yeah,
the
yeah,
market,
yeah. So generally stuff along that line. We're like, yeah, why wouldn't people want to try this?
Of course, yeah. Which it pains me to say this because I know better than thinking in that way.
Yeah.
But we also fell into the same trap as why wouldn't people want to try this?
Mm.
Which is a common mistake that people do when they're launching a new product or
Yeah.
creating a new service or anything like that. This idea has to work.
Yeah, it's also like your brainchild, and like you've got this like, I don't know, this affinity to it.
Yeah.
So you think people will like it just as much as you do,
Yeah, of course.
or
It was
view it
also
in
a
the
use
same
case
light.
for us.
Yeah, it
So,
was. Yeah.
I think I should preface this. Our assumptions were not all wrong, but we did get pretty big assumptions wrong, which we'll get into in the episode. But so we created this thing. It snowballed into the platform that you built. Then we created an MVP, which we thought was usable, ready to go to the market. And then people started using it, and then what did we find out?
So, like with all good things, with the people that we were in direct communication with, we got some feedback. There were things that needed to be tweaked. There was like, there were things that we had in mind as well, but it was an MVP, so we were putting it out there so that people could use it and test it. But like there were like major things that needed to be worked on and fixed. One huge one was the essential speed of the platform, which is discouraging for people to use. And it wasn't at a point where the workflow to use it was.
I think let's talk about that, because we thought the workflow was fine at Delia until somebody used it and we were like, what the hell?
Yeah.
How did we not see this?
Yeah.
So that was actually generally the advice that somebody would give you when you're building a startup and you want it to go is build the thing, get it to the market as fast as possible so that you can get feedback from your clients, and then you can build the thing according to the feedback you're getting from the clients. That's what we wanted to do. The problem is the MVP or minimum viable product we built was breaking and it was not ready to even go out. So when the people started using it, we were like, whoa, shut it down, stop the ad.
Roll it back, we need to fix stuff.
This thing is not ready. So we ran into a lot of those types of problems, and we found that instead of iterating on a thing that works, we were iterating on something that wasn't ready. And we didn't even we weren't perfecting the product, we were still building it essentially. Which was very, very, very frustrating. But while we were doing that, I think on one hand I would say it was a big disaster and I would never do it again like that. But then on the other hand, I'm pretty grateful because we the way we handled that was we just had excellent customer service. Like people could reach us on WhatsApp or send us an email, and as soon as they tell us what was wrong, Mr. Marketing would let us know, and then we'd fix it. Yeah. So if you ever run into something like that, just make sure your customer because if your customer service is good, your client feels at least you hear what they're saying instead of this thing doesn't work, okay, I'll give up on it. They will see that you're actually working on improving it. Also, I would say you must test more rigorously.
Like heavily.
Or at least I'm telling, because I'm sure all of you guys know you guys test more rigorously. I don't know why we didn't.
I mean, we were time crunch essentially.
And also resource.
So resource or time crunch because of resources essentially. So we couldn't actively work on this thing indefinitely. So there was a point where it was like, okay, at some point we need to actually get this to market. A big part of our marketing or go-to-market strategy depended on Meta. We built the product, we launched it, we launched the ads, and then it is quiet. It is quiet.
No, actually, let me rephrase it. The ads were not quiet. It was what was happening on the platform. It wasn't translating to the platform.
I suppose, yeah. It really exposed like all the cracks in our, in our strategy altogether. So from our marketing guy, I want to rope you in, Steve. What did you think? What did you expect?
Meta Business Suite is a nightmare. That's what I wanted to just get out there.
The first thing, actually, do not depend on Meta ads.
That platform is a mess now. I'm sorry. I had very little experience with Meta Business Suite at that point. I was just sort of jumping in the deep end. And I don't know, it's hard to explain for somebody that hasn't used it, but you can get away with thinking that you're doing the right thing. I think that's the major issue that I had. You can set up an ad, you can see numbers, you could be like, okay, my ad's being delivered to the people that I want. Just going to wait for sales to start coming in. But you can make a lot of mistakes, or you probably have made a lot of mistakes along the way in making that ad. And there's a lot of automation and AI involvement and stuff. So
let's talk about that. Because that was the biggest mistake we made, is we didn't even know that the entire algorithm or the way Meta works with ads had changed. I know a lot of business people wouldn't know.
Right. So I don't want to get too technical about it, but they have AI integration with their ads, delivering the ads and stuff. It's called Advantage Us. But basically, Meta decides for you who they're going to show your ads to, how much money the budget that you tell them, they decide how to allocate it, which phones, if it's going to be on a phone, a TV, tablets. They basically, you give them the money and they're like, okay, we'll deal with everything.
They say the algorithm will be better than,
They push this towards you as well. It's not just a service that they're offering. They really want you have to go into each setting and change it manually. But the point is, I went in there in the deep end. I thought that, okay, this is great. This thing's going to sort everything out, but it's not ready yet. And the effect was that a lot of ads are delivered to bots. A lot of ads are delivered to people who are not ready to convert. And I think generally, if I'm going to take some responsibility, I think, as you guys are saying, marketing marketing to people with the understanding in your head, like, oh, they know what the product is. They already know what a wedding website is. When they see the ad, they're going to be like, oh, great, this is another option. Let me look at the option. But I think it is a few steps before that is where we should have started. Like, these people don't know what it is. Okay, that's the awareness step. Then also the consideration step of, okay, why should they choose us over the other people in the market? And then lastly, converting. So yeah.
So wait, it wasn't a case of like you realized immediately that it's completely like a structural issue, it's algorithmic.
No.
You were like, it's a bad week. Something.
Yeah. You explain it away in different ways because obviously I didn't have the experience. So it's kind of like, okay, I'm doing something wrong. Let's just see. Let's wait for more information, wait for more data. But yeah.
Yeah, we did that a lot. So I'm going to stop here to explain because I think this is very helpful. Facebook changed its entire way it's doing ads, and we were doing it according to how they were doing it previously. We didn't know that they had changed it last year. Previously, all you needed to know is exactly who your target audience is, and like fine tune every detail according to your target audience, and you split your budget and whatever. That's how it used to work. Now it's completely different. Like Steve explained, the algorithm is doing all of that for you. What they focus on now is we call it the creators, but it's the like the media you use to advertise. You're not gonna find that out unless you are on Reddit at 2 in the morning trying to figure out why in the world.
Specifically at 2 in the morning.
No, seriously. I was at 2 in the morning supposed to be sleeping, but trying to figure out why all the ads not working. Because nobody's there to tell you. You're just thinking go-to-market strategy. And there's so many startups that do this. Despite me knowing this, another mistake we made.
But Meta wasn't our only avenue to market. We also used affiliate programs and distribution platforms like SA Weddings. Another question for Steve. How do you think it was going to benefit us? And like, what lessons did we like learn the hard way?
Right, yeah. So this seemed like it was going to be a great idea. We kind of were focusing solely on Meta. We decided, okay, we need to branch out, obviously. We always were planning on reaching out to wedding planners and venues, but when Meta wasn't going so well, it seemed like it was going to be the best alternative. With this specific, I felt a lot of discomfort because it was kind of like my role was shifting from marketing to sales, and I was having to have conversations with people and trying to convince them of the value and why they should buy into it. And so that was that experience discomfort in that way.
But you did well.
Yeah, I think so. I think that was what I was going to go into next, is that you can be talking to somebody and they can be interested in what you're saying, and they can be even keen and like excited to get going, but there's a big gap between that and actually crossing over the line. I'm like, okay, I'm going to be doing this with you guys, or I'm going to buy this, I'm going to buy into.
Yeah. Sorry to interrupt you. I think because I know exactly what you're saying, and I think is this with the affiliates?
Yeah.
I think there's always something you don't think about that might be a big barrier to the person making that decision. Ours was we learned that you can't send a contract, because that's what we did.
Right.
Once somebody agreed, we sent the contract. I mean, it overwhelmed the person, and then nobody wants to sign a contract with you. Because the reason why I'm saying you did it well is because you got a lot of people from the UK, the US. They were very excited about it, wedding planners from the UK and US. And they were very excited about it. But then we send them a contract, and then they're like, this African is sending you a contract.
Yeah, affiliates don't
from
like
a new company.
Any form of friction whatsoever.
Yeah.
They're not selling your product. They're just making sales.
Yeah.
So if there's any friction, they're out.
They don't want that. Yeah. So we didn't account for that. That's a new iteration. Anyways, continue.
No, that was all I was going to say, was that the gap. That was what I learned from that situation. The gap between somebody being excited and then crossing over the line is a lot bigger than you might expect.
Yeah.
I think putting us on like distribution platforms, like SA Weddings is pretty much, it's sort of exactly the same as an affiliate program, except they have a platform. You're sort of reaching out to their audience. But you're also just like, you're just like a number on their thing as well. So you don't have any like control or ownership of how they showcase you,
Yeah.
essentially. They decide how they do that.
Yeah. Do you want to explain what SA Weddings is? Sorry, or what we were doing?
You explain what SA Weddings is.
So what I was talking about is we decided to join. How would I best describe SA Weddings?
SA Weddings is a wedding directory. That's what it is. So you
Essentially, but
go
they
on.
market
It's like
themselves
it's like a weddings yellow pages. You go on their
Yeah.
website. You can catch it. You can search for photographers, videographers, venues, people make invitations, dresses, all of it.
anything
One-stop
to do,
shop
yeah.
for anything you need for weddings.
But then also I think they market themselves as the authority in the industry as well, because they even give you a badge that it helps with trust. It has helped us with trust, yes. But then also, I think I don't know, maybe I misunderstood it, but they market themselves as more than a directory.
Yeah, for sure.
They definitely do, but essentially that's all that they are. So we joined them, and then what should have happened is they should have shared our thing on Instagram, their Facebook, put us on their website, which is their main. That's where their directory is, and yeah, and then the other assumption is okay. Then the customers will start rolling in because their reach is much more than ours. That's how we were thinking, was we were gonna get more reach with SA Weddings. But what we overlooked is the numbers that they put on that package that they sell to you, like the information they present to you. If you're ever going to do this, just rather, because we completely didn't think about this, because we just didn't think about this. But the numbers that they put, like, oh, we have 2 million followers and all of that. Again, the algorithm, yes, they have 2 million followers, but when we investigated further, after we were like not really getting any traction from SA Weddings, is that the same people are liking their posts, the same people are commenting on their posts, which means that they're not getting the reach that they say they're getting. Which means we are not getting the reach that we've hoped to get from that. Which is another thing, again, when you're sitting here breaking your brain about why something is not working.
Yeah.
You figure this thing out.
Yeah, but there's also like the fact that you're on a directory means that you are directly on the same platform as the rest of your competition.
That's true.
So it's direct comparison between your product and then everybody else's product. Meaning that if your narrative as a whole, as in what is your product, what is the value proposition, why should they use you instead of the other one, if that's not clear enough, then obviously you're not tapping into that market. And there's also that jump from I'm interested to I'm going to commit and actually purchase this thing.
Which is interesting that you mentioned it, because Steve whooped it up, and by the time somebody's on SA Weddings, the trust is built at everything, so purchasing becomes a much easier.
Yeah, right. So it's kind of like a double-edged sword with what you're saying. You are in direct competition with everybody else on there on a directory, but you also gain the benefit of being trusted alongside all these other people, and represented by SA Weddings. So yeah, people that are browsing on there are way further along the purchasing journey. It's not just seeing a random ad. There's way more intent behind them being on that website.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Interestingly, you also mentioned about the customer earlier before in your previous whatever you said before I said that.
That thing, yeah.
Yeah. So, so while we were struggling to figure this market out and figuring what was wrong with our go-to-market strategy, we realized that we knew exactly who our customers were. We had a very good customer profile of who they were. But then upon thinking about it again, we realized actually not all brides are the same. So we knew exactly what we knew we were marketing to brides. But then we realized, but they're not all the same. some brides are looking for the functionality of a wedding website. And then other brides, like I was, are looking for a nice wedding website. So the aesthetics of it.
Yeah.
The functionality was a bonus to me
Yeah.
because I did not even think about RSVPing.
Yeah, I mean, functionality, which is also what we like trying to fix, would be like your guests being able to RSVP, like you being able to control your guest list, to the point of like setting out your seating plan. That is like the bride that likes functionality.
Yes,
They
that's
want
the
the
one that's
ease of
concerned
use.
about
Yeah.
her 35 aunties that might all fight on the really
Yeah,
day.
yeah,
Then
yeah.
he needs to place in certain spots and also make the RSVP
Mm.
work. Yeah, right. So yeah, I think Steve, actually, do you remember like when what happened for us, or how we even came to that thing where we were like, oh my gosh, we are marketing to one bride, but but brides are different and they want different things. And
Yeah, like there's subcategories. There's always subcategories within the main category. With brides specifically, um, there's some that don't care too much about functionality. They just want it to be as cute and aesthetic as possible. Um, but then obviously on the other side of the spectrum, there's the specific functionality that somebody is looking for, that they will pay any amount for, obviously, and go out of their way to look for. I think if you try and cater to both, obviously you need way more resources to do that, but you probably want to choose between the two of which you're going to directly focus on. The aesthetic is a huge part of it in weddings in general. I think that's what people are most concerned about. If I had to pick one between the two, there's some templates, yeah, like we saw, like it'll just be a Canva template. It won't be able to do anything at all, really. Just a landing page with a picture of them and the date, digital postcard essentially, and they'll do extremely well. And you'll be surprised. It can't really do half the things that a website should be able to do. But then on the other end, some platforms can. They have the seating arrangement and they have the registry on there, and they have like you can group your wedding party size with other people who signed in, and it's just So there's all types of people that are looking for these wedding websites, and in general, in a market there'll be all types of people, and you kind of have to focus on what your niche is and who you want to cater to. Otherwise, you're catering to nobody really.
yeah, so I actually, that's very good. I'd say I don't think you've niched down far enough. Like you think, okay, we've
Yeah,
niched
you
down
think,
to,
yeah,
we're not marketing. We know the age of the brides, we know the type of, but we didn't, it's not as far as deep as it.
yeah, and it can go deep. It can go cultural deep. It can
Yes.
go tribe deep.
Yeah.
It can be like you can niche down like people even further.
Yeah, you need to get to the point that somebody feels like you're speaking to that specific person.
Yeah. Which gets me to the point that really shocked me is how emotional people got about templates.
Yeah,
'Cause it's very personal.
even before we get to that, because I actually just realized, because we figured out the difference between the two brides, we had actually like a planning session, so it affected how we built the platform. After a while, we were like, after knowing that, we were like, okay, now we can even tweak the platform according to the needs of these two. Of these are different. So at some point now we after we were best to speak about this, but we've started upgrading the platform according to the tweaks, these specific needs of these
Or you're talking about what the number of events and things like that?
no, things like, number one, we found out that our competitors have a really not nice back-end experience. So, that type of stuff. We figured out what people are struggling with in terms of, one of the things I can point out about a bride who cares about function is I need to be able to invite an aunt to this event and not another event, and the platform should allow me to be able to do that.
Mm.
Things like that. So I think one thing, once you niche down to a certain extent, it's not just your marketing that benefits from it. It's also like how you adapt your product.
Yeah.
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 Yeah,
I mean, it makes building the whole thing a lot more
Much
complex.
Easier for the marketing
Yes.
guys, but
A lot more difficult
for
for
you.
like these small refinements that need to be made, which are super intricate.
Yeah.
But like I was saying,
Sorry.
both parties, whether you're in there for functionality or for
Yes.
aesthetics, both of them, both groupings seem to get very emotional about their templates or templates as a whole.
Yeah. Can you explain what you mean by emotional? As in, they get attached. They want this thing.
Yes, they
If
want
they
this
want it
thing.
to look nice. They want it to look very, very nice.
Yeah.
If they want it to work well. They want to have all the features.
But they are also unwilling to pay for it.
To pay.
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't understand that.
What
Can
did you
we
figure out?
get into that?
See, what do you figure out?
Yeah, I was just gonna say, I think anything related to one of the biggest days of your life is gonna be personal. So we're not saying that it's wrong or,
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not.
or it's weird for it to be a personal thing.
Yeah.
I think the deeper added layer is that for an invitation, it's something that is for the guests. I mean, for the wedding in general, you kind of like creating this image
Yeah.
that is for other people. And I think there's something there that is like, it's hard for somebody to compromise on what their vision is because they feel like they're letting a lot of people down or they're letting themselves down in front of a lot of people.
Yeah.
So there's like a element of embarrassment or whatever. Another thing I would say is that there's a general reluctance to do a unique thing. I think you'd be scared to go out in your own way.
And
to-
playing with your wedding.
yeah,
Yeah.
you don't want
That
you
makes
don't
sense.
want to do something unique and then it be a failure,
Yeah.
right? So you're going to take the safe route, the well-traveled route. You see your parents creating the classic Canva things that they
Save the
share on
date.
WhatsApp.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's it. And you're not going to be the couple that's like, okay, let's do this thing, and then it fails. Or
And that is free as well.
Yeah.
So it's a cultural
It's very true.
thing because Canva is free. The next thing that you should be free as well. That's probably the mindset they're going into this thing
Yeah.
with.
Also, the industry has established the standard that this should be free.
yeah,
Yeah.
the model
Yeah.
currently is just the classic model. We'll give you these small features for free, and then as soon as you want to do anything extra on top of that, you get billed for each.
Yeah.
But it's also pretty strange because people are willing to spend money on flyers and posters and everything of that like, but invitations specifically or
Because
digital products.
yeah,
Everyone
and that's what
assumes should
he's
be
just
free.
said. I think the thing that we need to tap into is that the to encourage people to give them the boldness to try the new thing, to try the wedding invitations, especially ours. But yeah, to try that because currently the standard that's been set is you do the thing on Canva and then you ask your sister to handle the RSVP.
But wedding platforms exist. And they
They
exist.
are free.
Yes, that's the point I'm making. So they're not extremely reluctant to use this
But those are the
avenue.
ones that are working for their friends who got married.
I think
We
it's
still
got
have
to do with the markets as well, is what my current working theory is. So the African market is
I don't know
very I don't know how to say the right word, but
There's a template for how a wedding should
yeah,
go,
and
and everyone's wedding.
the African market is not filled with customers that are digital first.
Yeah.
You know, everything is
Mhm.
WhatsApp first.
Yes.
WhatsApp runs this entire
Yeah.
continent.
It does.
And so that's why invitations are shared over
Yeah.
WhatsApp. They'll even a video. They'll make something online or whatever, but
Yeah.
it's still going to come back to
Yeah.
WhatsApp at some point.
Mm.
So I think that's the big difference. In overseas, before we more adventurous, it'd be like, okay, let's make our own wedding website. Let's use these platforms. Those things are much more talked about. But in Africa, I don't think that there's that much adoption.
And yeah,
Yeah.
you've also the willingness to pay as well.
The willingness to pay,
is
yeah.
much lower.
for digital products.
Yeah, much lower this side of the
Yeah.
world. Yeah.
What are people more, I don't know, how do I put this? Ruthlessly budget conscious because it's a wedding. So they would rather than not spend money on things they can save money on.
Yeah, and also I just think the industry has put the standard that if it is digital, that's where you save money. It's like, oh yeah, where we save money is with the wedding invitation. So as much as it is a necessity to have, the standard now is, oh yeah, this is where we save our money, because we can just create it on Canva. So we need to be thinking in ways where we are like, yeah, okay, we understand that, but how can we push you to still pay for this?
Right,
Because
yeah.
we know you need it, and ours is cool enough for you to use. We just we need to communicate that better. Yeah. Okay, which leads me to where we are now. After, let's say, like 7 months of going through this
Iterations.
but yeah, there's been times where we've had to stop the ads because the platform wasn't great, several times even.
That's actually standard. That's a bi-weekly exercise now.
But now we're fine. He's caught up, everything's fine. We now at developing the product. We've hired 2 new developers, one specifically for this this platform. So we're at the point where we've had planning sessions where we've realized this is all the ways that our competition is just not, it's this is how they're frustrating current brides, right? So this is where we're going to exploit them.
Yeah. And there's still some more, like, we don't have enough input to completely define the direction we're going.
Yeah, so we basically, I would say, let's call it MVP level. It's a little past the MVP now because we've been working on it.
Yeah.
But let's call it 2026 New Year MVP.
Yeah, start afresh.
We're starting afresh, basically, right?
Yeah.
Steve, our campaigns start afresh. I know we started a little earlier, but yeah, our campaigns are starting afresh. Our approach is also, it's changed. We've got what we call a roadshow coming up. Now, look, I'm not going to explain because we've noticed a lot of new competitors have been popping up. So yeah, I'm not going to explain what we mean by the roadshow. But yeah, we've got the roadshow coming up. We've also realized, because of the trust issue, which is something we did not foresee when we moved into this industry, is that there's big industry players that have all the trust of the industry, and they kind of dictate what brides will purchase from, whatever. SA Weddings is one of them, but I think if you think about wedding venues and the managers of those venues, that we need to build our relationships with them. We need to think in terms of that, because as much as it's go to market digitally, you're not going to win without establishing trust in the industry. Yeah. So yeah, that's where we are, Steve.
Biggest lesson of the year for you, each of you, I guess, one of us. And what would we? I don't know if you need to talk. Yeah, maybe. Yeah. Actually, let's start with what's the biggest lesson of the year. I mean, of this product for you.
Well, are you starting with me?
Yeah. If you need time to think.
I would say, I don't know if this is the biggest one, but I'll say a lesson from my perspective is your business can always show you flames and how little you know about running anything. So as much as I'm serious, as much as
yeah.
what?
No, go
on. As much as I know the mistakes that startup founders make, I can very much still make the exact same mistakes in different ways. That was my biggest lesson. It's like, it might be inevitable, guys.
Yeah. Steve, on your end?
Biggest lesson for me is it was just to fully understand personally, like, marketing is this shifting landscape. The goalposts are always shifting. So you kind of need to be agile every day. Generally, every week, there's something new or that you can be optimizing on and changing. And so I
One
would
company
say,
can wipe out your entire. It's
Yeah.
almost everybody's issue with Facebook's
Yeah.
charm, or then wipe out your entire marketing
Mm.
strategy.
Yeah. Okay. On my end, it is practically the fact that we fell into this software as a service trap that all companies fall into, where it's dependence on like third-party platforms altogether that you are not in control of. But then you have this weird illusion that you're in control. You've
Okay,
got
yeah.
all the dashboards giving you all the metrics. You are quick to get to market, or what it seems like you're quick to get to market because it's easy to do. And I feel like a part that we skipped was the personal aspect of it. Was referrals, people around us, people we know are getting married, stuff like that. Yeah.
That's so maybe don't be so focused on digital.
Yes.
Just
Yeah.
your go-to-market strategy. Maybe, because a lot of startup founders, throw a lot of money at Google ads,
Yeah.
and then find out that it was a big mistake.
Yeah, because it doesn't help you. It helps you scale. It doesn't help you start. So like,
That's actually a
if
very
people
good-
know your product, then it makes sense for you to get it in their faces. But unless they do, like, you're wasting your time.
Now that you've said that, I say another lesson for me is marketing is the anchor of how your product can be as good. Like, Stripe, right? Stripe runs this entire, like, almost a whole payments, how we make payments everywhere in the world, right? They only had 40 customers in the first year, so they had a brilliant product. The market it was not ready. They didn't market. All of that, So your marketing has to be very correct, very right. Especially now, that because we're in the time that we launched this thing, how many competitors have we seen online spring up out of nowhere?
Yeah, you can also miss the boat. It would be very
Also,
quickly.
Shane, those competitors must know there's a lot that goes behind marketing that you can actually get very wrong. But just get that right, Oxy.
Easy. Yeah, just get it right. Yeah.
Do you think that there's anything you do differently?
I would not spend
That was
1
quick.
minute on Meta Business Suite.
That's quick.
I would not do it.
Not 1 minute.
No, I'm joking. I've learned a lot about it, and it's
Yeah.
kind of like a toxic relationship I have with it now.
Yeah.
I always try to stay ahead and trying to be in the know, but I would love to outsource that entire function.
To those people that showed spend 15 rand, make 10K revenue, think out in. It's we give it to you so quickly. But even they was some funny enough. This algorithm was such a mess. Their new thing was such a mess. Even they were like, "What the hell is going on?" Sales have dropped by 40%. Actually.
It would be sort of easy to say now, but like, if we knew exactly what we wanted to build, so like spending more time on hashing out exactly where we want to be, which I felt like we did at the time, but we didn't do it thoroughly enough, evidently. But yeah, if we could go back in time, it'd be nice to completely hash out everything that we want to build, how we want to build it, in entire direction before we start. Therefore, we know our MVP is close to ready, essentially. Yeah.
That's what. On my end, I think I want to say wake myself up from the coma I was in. Because I'm like, when I think about it, I'm like, but I know that that's a mistake. Why did we do it? But that is the first one. But secondly, more importantly, I think it's almost like we have a clear head now. I don't know. It's like we've gone through
It's
all that.
2026, man.
Maybe I don't know. It's like
We had a
have clear
break.
head.
We had a
We
break.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe we were in the trenches.
Yes.
And yeah. But we have a clear head. So we have like this 3-month testing thing, which before this thing closes, I want to say, because I think a lot of people, you do have a brilliant product, but because the marketing is not following, you may think that, oh, actually it's a bad product, nobody wants it. But test, 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 test every aspect. That's what we're doing now. We are tasting. We are testing the pictures we're using to advertise, the types of advertisements, the campaigns we are running, the product itself. We're testing everything, the avenue we are marked. There's nothing that we're not testing. And this is like on a short time frame that we need to know, okay, this is what's this is what's happening. Yeah, so I would say I wouldn't do it again. Number one, being in a coma, but also without like the fine-tuned testing we're doing now.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay, but so thanks for tuning in. Yeah, until the next episode.
Subscribe, like. I saw a bunch of people subscribed and liked after the last time we asked them. So please.
Yeah, you didn't even thank everyone for.
Oh yeah.
100.
Yeah, that's it.
Oh my word! Thank you for 100+ subscribers. We are really grateful for that, and also for actually liking and subscribing the last time we asked people to.
We
grateful for
appreciate that. It
the
means a lot to
comments,
us.
we're very grateful. Those ones that come back every other episode, and then the ones that also go up, tell us on WhatsApp that, oh, that was a great episode. You guys are the best, because you really like, when you're doing this thing, it's easy to doubt yourself a lot. You guys are the best, honestly. Yeah.
Agreed.
So yeah, thanks for coming back again. If you're new, thank you for watching up until here. We appreciate it, and we'll see you next time. Bye.